I'm not saying you're not talented as a comedian. I'm saying you suck as a business.
I know that. I haven't been good at business. My problem. Look, I've gone about this the wrong way. I totally agree. I've been all like, "Oh, I got talent. Look at me."
Talent has nothing to do with making it a comedy.
I know that it has nothing to do with comedy at all.
Yeah, right? It has nothing to do with comedy.
But now
at comedy shows.
But now I'm thinking like a businessman, right? Because think about this. I'm stepping out of the performer role, and I'm thinking about going into the producer role. Because check this. I was thinking about this, right? When
You're the one's making all the money.
Years ago, when I first started out in New York, they charge comedians to perform. So I was thinking, what if you and I produce a show, we get a bunch of comedians and charge them to perform, right? Just pick let's say 10,000 comedians, right?
Yeah, that's a good number.
Exactly. Get them down there, charge them each $10 to perform.
That's worth it for stage time.
That's
already good stage time.
That's $100,000 we're in right there, right? And they each, so they each get to go up, get some stage time. They each do, what do you say, a minute of their best material? Do 1 minute?
Let's say a minute, because it's easy to work with.
That's 10,000 minutes right there.
Okay.
So you're looking at, divide that by 60, that's 166 hours, divided by 24 is, you're looking at about 6.9 days of comedy. Let's round it up to 7. So it's a week-long comedy show.
Right.
10,000 comedians doing a minute of their best material. We walk away with $100,000. But check this out. I've been thinking business, right?
Yeah.
It gets even better, right? How many you got? First off, you're not going to fit 100,000 comedians into that space with an audience.
10,000 comedians.
Oh, 10,000 comedians, right? So what you'll have to do is we have to lower them down from a pulley system, and then they come down, do their minute, go back up to the roof over and over for 7 days. Now, how many audience do you think we can fit in that space if they're doing that? About 100. That's like
100.
100, right?
I think that place seats about 100.
Right. So if we charge 100 audience members $10, we're only getting 1,000. That's $101,000. I got to pay rent. Right? We need more than that, right? What if we raise the price of the ticket for the audience members to something like, what do you think?
You know what? With 10,000 comedians, even I think.
What's fair?
$5,000 seems fair because then
$5,000, right?
$2 a comedian.
Exactly. So you got 100 paying audience members, right? 100 paying audience members times $5,000 per ticket, $500,000. You know what? We can make more money off the audience than the performers. This is great, right? But this gets even better, right? So you got audiences are going to get tired, right? It's a 7-day show, 10,000 comedians. So let's say this represents, you've got this pulley system happening here. Comedian comes down, goes back up. Comedian comes back, right? This is 100 member audience, right? Every 2 hours, this rotates out like a Ferris wheel, and a new audience comes back in, right? So every 2 hours, we get another $500,000, right? This is the businessman in me right now. So check this out. You got 7 days of comedy times 24 hours. That's 168 hours. So every 2 hours divided by 2, that's 84 times the audience is going to get swapped out and pay us another $500,000. We are looking at $42 million fucking dollars, plus the $100,000 from the comedians who are going to pay to perform. 7-day comedy show, $42,100,000. Don't tell me that Will Franken is not thinking like a fucking businessman now.
That's a good idea.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I think I'm thinking is though? Yeah. I don't think people are going to be able to sit through 7 days of comedy. Really? I think they could probably sit through, let's say, 3.5 days of comedy, but with 10,000 comedians, what we can do is on your pulley system that comes down, rather than lowering one comedian down,
Ferris wheel and pulley system.
You put 2 comedians on that thing and they come down and they both do their act at the same time. That way, it's more of a 2-ring circus thing.
That's kind of cool. It'll save time.
It'll save time.
What if this is the stage? We put a dividing cubicle wall here, one comedian over here, and then another over here.
Yeah.
And they do their minutes simultaneously?
That's not going to work because we only have the one microphone. You know what we could do? If we, instead of lowering down 2 comedians at one time to do their act, what if we lower 4 comedians down at one time?
Put another dividing wall up here.
No dividing wall. Just have them all gather around the one microphone. Like, let's say this is the microphone. You put a comedian here, a comedian here, a comedian here, and a comedian here.
Okay.
And it'll be like old-time Motown comedy, how they'd all gather around the one microphone and sing.
Hey,
that's what you could do here with comedy.
But this figure stays the same, right? The 42 million.
Yeah, but this way we just get the whole thing knocked out in like 3.5 days.
I'm with you. What do we call the show? Because I want to start promoting this. And by the way, our names my name
We have-
cannot be anywhere on any of the marketing material. Because if I do decide to do the I'm talented, I'm a genius comedian shows again,
Yeah.
that's gonna fuck me up. Because now I'm going into the just give me $42 million.
I never was about doing genius comedy,
That's-
so I can put my
I'm just
name
saying
into it.
if this falls through, because I'm not worried about just looking at these numbers, just doing this. I feel a lot better about rent because I know the 42 million is going to cover that.
Well, you know what?
But I don't want to have my name
I-
associated with this. Like,
You know that movie? This is what we call it.
all right,
You know that movie 300,
yeah, with
about the guys and they.
Spartans and all that.
Yeah, it's like slow motion
Yeah.
sepia gladiator flick.
Yeah,
What if we
Are you
call
thinking
this
something?
right? How many comedians do we got?
10,000 just for the first weekend. 10,000 comedians, maybe more, but this one 10,000.
So what do we call the show?
10,000.
That's it.
I like it.
All right, there you go.
All right.